Hello, hello. Now, this time, I'm really hoping that you are going to be able to see me. Um, okay, I'm just waiting to see how it comes up. Oh, I think that you are actually going to be able to see me now. Yes, I'm looking on my program and I see that, yes, I am here. And you know what? I am learning. Can you see me, Wendy? Because what I'm learning with this Be Live program, and this afternoon I had terrible trouble with it as well because I didn't have any sound, and then I got my sound. But anyway, what I've realized with this Be Live program is that if it starts off incorrectly, you can adjust it while you're going. So hopefully everything's good. Okay, yes. So sorry about the blue screen. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but it'll teach me not to fiddle with any of the controls. So I'm Melanie. I'm here to cook this afternoon, and what I'm going to cook for you today is just some simple beef burgers, beef patties. So I've put my ground beef in there already, and what I was just about to start before I realized that I was not visible to you is I'm going to chop up some onion. And yesterday I used a red onion, if you remember, in my spinach salad, which the spinach and um, apple salad, and it was absolutely delicious. So I'm going to use the rest of the onion. I'm going to chop it up nice and small, which is one of the reasons I decided to use my compact chopper, because the compact really, really cuts things up super small. And then I'm going to put it in with my beef. I'm going to add in some Italian seasoning, a little bit of salt, and that'll be it for making those So I basically, hi Karen, hi Sherry Lynn. I basically kept chopping until the blades were spinning on themselves. So you can see it's cut really nice and small. Now, if you wanted to cut it even a bit smaller, what you can do is you can say, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything off the sides here, because it works by throwing the stuff back into the middle, but eventually the pieces are all quite small. But sometimes what I'll do is, if I want them to be even smaller, I'm going to put all the pieces back in the middle and give it another couple of pulls. And now, as you can see, the pieces have got even smaller, and it's basically spinning around on its own. So I'm going to take my beef here, and I'm going to use one of those serving forks. If I can find it. Yes, I see. I'm going to use one of these because I like these for mixing stuff. The beef slightly frozen. I was a bit annoyed actually, because when I bought this beef, well, Alan bought it for me, and it looked beautifully red on the outside. And then when I put it into, I got it out of the container and put it into the freezer container, I did notice that it was brown on the inside. So I don't like it when stores do that, because really it's like false selling, right? But anyway, it all smells good, and I'm not worried about it not being fresh enough, but I just don't like it when I see that. I want to see if it's red on the outside, it should be red on the inside. Okay, so let's put in the onion into here. Now, the reason I like the serving forks for mixing is because they have the little prongs at the end. So it mixes things in well. And now I'm going to add in some Italian seasoning. So tell me, guys, okay, let's do a temperature check because it is, oh, I'm actually not even sure. I took my watch off, but last time I looked, it was 16 degrees. But Alan did tell me that it was going to go up to over 20. Not 27. No wonder I feel warm. 27 degrees this afternoon. Anybody else having this weather where it goes from winter to summer in about 3 days? I mean, 28. Who can believe the weather we had this time last week, right? If you told a visitor, oh yeah, the weather's lovely today, or if you've been here last week, it was -1 and freezing rain and half the country lost power, they would look at you and say, what? No, couldn't possibly have been. So I always find it really strange. Springtime in Quebec, it goes from one extreme to the other very fast. What's your temperature over there, Wendy? I know you had 11 and sunny while we were lower, but perhaps you haven't quite got up to 27 yet. +8. Oh, no, that's no good. At least it's not -8. So there's my mix. And what I will do is I will literally just take the patties like this, make these, and then I'm going to put them in my microwave. So I'm just going to put this to the side because I'm not going to cook them straight away because Alan is doing a podcast and he won't be done until 6:30. Oh, 6:30, I'm starting to do a course. So I'm not going to be able to eat with him tonight. So I'll probably cook dinner around 6. I can eat mine and then his will be ready when he finishes his podcast. So that is all I'm going to do with them. I will cook them in my MicroPro grill. And usually what I do is 4 minutes one side, then I turn them over, do them another 2 or 3 minutes, depending on how rare you like them. I actually don't like rare meat. So for me, I probably cook them more than you would. Okay, what else are we going to have with our dinner tonight? Well, last night we had cut potatoes, as you know. I'm just going to wash my hands. So tonight I'm doing a variation on a theme. I'm going to actually prick these potatoes as they are, cook them whole, and then I'll cut them in half and serve them with butter and a little bit of grated cheese. So that's a variation, and I'm just going to make some baked beans or something tonight as the extra. So let me get a fork. So you've probably seen my friend Max is here today, hovering around, hoping that I'm going to do something. He's already had quite a lot of apple this afternoon, because when you eat an apple and you take the core out, Susie always says, give him the core because he loves it. So he had the whole core of my apple. Then, of course, he wanted some more of it. So he had some more. So that's all I'm going to do with those. I'm going to pop them in my stack cooker, and I will cook those for 8 minutes at 80% power. And then, as I say, I'm going to put some butter and some grated cheese. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to do for you guys today was to make a little apple crumble. Now, I only have one of these red tops, so I'm obviously going to get rid of the onion one. And I've got another top here. And so for this, I'm actually going to use my bigger chopper. And the first thing I'm going to do actually is to chop up the apples. And then afterwards, we'll make the crumble. So I've got my chopper here. So guess what? Guess who's going to be happy? Because I'm using apples again. And I thought I would use 2 apples. And oh, he's moved in already. Eh? Have you moved in? Look, he's licking his lips. He loves apples. Killy, not so. I mean, he likes apples, but he's actually been a really good boy this afternoon. He's not hanging around. Let me just get a chopping board. So it felt so good this morning to go out for a walk. And I've got bare legs now, yeah, wearing a skirt today. And boy, did that feel good to be able to go out and bare my legs to the sunshine. Okay, are you ready, Max? Sit. There you go. Oh, he loves it. He absolutely loves it. So has anyone else been out walking today and bared their legs to the elements today? It feels good. Probably Sherry Lynn, she's probably still freezing after being coming back from Texas, although I guess it's probably the same temperature for you, Sherry Lynn, down there in Kingston. Every time I go to Kingston, the weather there is really good. So you thought apple seeds had cyanide in them? I don't think they have any. I mean, they don't have anything in that seems to affect Max. I think they're only a problem, Karen, if you split them. It's like a lot of things. But I promise you that's going to come out as a seed at the other end with Max. Okay, so there is the, you like that? Yes, isn't it amazing? This is the Tupperware apple corer. If you ever see one on sale, you should buy it. It is really, really strong. It doesn't bend. It cuts really well. And as you see, it went through my apples pretty easily. Okay, I don't need that knife because it has the onion on. Okay, and actually, I think it's not apples, but things like peaches that are super poisonous. So I would never eat a peach stone. Hang on, I can feel that there's something in the bottom. Sometimes my look at that. My it's got a little bit of dough in the bottom of here. So it's not, so if you ever have a problem like that, just check it out because it should sit really nicely in, in your PowerChef. There we go. So we're going to cut these up and I'm not going to peel them because by the time they're cut and chopped, yeah, he's looking for more. Okay, we have another one for you. Karen's made me feel guilty now, so I'll just lop these out. But Susie said just to give him it as it was. Don't worry about the pips, Mum, she said, because they just disappear. You ready? Sit. There you go. So he is very happy with that. Killy has appeared and said, I hear you saying sit to Max. That means there's food. So I will give Killy a little piece. What we'll do is we'll give Killy a little piece on the end here. There you go, Killy. And there you go, Max. Okay, that's it. Now go away. Okay, go now. Enough. Okay, so I'm going to chop the apple. In my chopper. Okay. Hey, Wendy, you know what came up on my feed today? It was when you and I, and we cooked with Caitlin. And it was when we did one of our Try It Tuesdays. And I haven't forgotten about that, guys. I still would really, really like to do Try It Tuesdays. I feel like all the time I'm trying to get on top of everything I have to do, and I never quite get to doing some more stuff for me. But it's coming, I can feel it. So look at that. So my apple is nicely chopped. You can hardly notice that there's any peel in there. So I'm going to put that now in the base of my breakfast maker. Put this in here. And actually what I'm going to do, because sometimes I really like apple. You can see how much you get from 2 apples, and it'll shrink down a lot, because it always shrinks down a lot while it's cooking. And any peel that you can see will be really nicely softened during the cooking process. And this way you get to keep all the goodness of the apple when you're cooking it. Okay, so that is just about done. Now what I like to do when I'm cooking apple is just to sprinkle a little tiny bit of brown sugar on it, and also do 2 little bits of butter, because I find then it just makes sort of a richness in the apple. So literally just a little sprinkle of brown sugar. No, this is not for you, Max. Can you go away now? There's no more. Go on, go away. So there, a little sprinkle of brown sugar, and I will measure some because I had a 1/2 cup somewhere. What did I do with it? I'll measure some because that will go in the crumble. I feel like I'm being stalked by Max. I'm just doing a little bit more than 1/2 cup. Okay, so that's that done. There's the lid. Get the lid over here. And I'm going to put 2 little tiny bits of butter. Okay, let me see what, at least Max does not. Oh, okay, no, he can't get up on the counter, thank goodness. Otherwise, I think he would be there if he could, Leslie. So I've got nice soft butter here, and I'm literally just putting 2 little knobs of butter just on top of the apple, which will mix with the butter, and it just gives a really nice flavor to the apple. So we'll put that over there. Now I need to make my crumble. So for my crumble, I have, because I'm making a crumble for the breakfast maker, I'm going to do 2/3 of a cup. And I'm just putting it in with the apple because they're all together anyway, right? They're all going to be eaten together. 2/3 of a cup of flour, just over 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Then I have my rolled oats here. That's where the 1/2 cup was, on top of the rolled oats. Now, if you want to do a variation on your crumble, what I've done a few times now is I mix my butter and my sugar and my flour all together. I don't, and if I'm using oats, I mix that all together. But if I want to have a crunchy or a different flavor, sometimes what I'll do is I'll put in some granola instead of, and I don't mean the really crunchy granola, I mean that stuff where you've got little flakes and maybe some raisins and some other bits and pieces. I sometimes put that in after I've done the chopping. And when you cook it, you end up with a really nice crunchiness. But today we're going to do the regular. And I'm going to guesstimate the butter. So I'm going to put that amount in and we'll see how that goes. So if you were to make an apple crumble in your, sorry, I asked the wrong question. If you were to make a crumble in your breakfast maker tonight, what fruit would you use in your crumble? What fruit? Because you have to consider what fruit do you have in your house. And I know I've asked this question before, but I want to know what everyone would do this evening. Okay, so my crumble is looking pretty good. You do mixed fruit, and actually I'm going to add in this last bit of butter too, and we're going to mix that in as well. Mixed fruit, yes, I like mixed fruit as well, especially the mixed 4 fruits, the small berries. Okay, mixed berries, yes. You'd have to use strawberries. Oh, that sounds like such a hardship, Tana. But yes, strawberries would be great. One of my favorites is cherries, sweet black cherries. I could have done black cherries or I could have done mixed fruits, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to just take an apple out of the fruit bowl, chop it up, and use that. Look at that beautiful crumble. I think you'll agree that looks delicious. So we'll get the breakfast maker back. And now I'm going to put this on top of my apples. And it doesn't matter if it piles high, guys, because I'm not putting the lid on. I don't put the lid on when I cook crumble, because you want your crumble to be a bit crunchy. So you can pile on as much as you want. And of course, it's sticking a little bit to the bottom because when I put the flour and everything in, it had the juice left from the apples. But it's no biggie. Just get it out as best you want. Oh, this looks like such a nice crumble. I think Alan's going to be happy. There we go. So that is my beautiful apple crumble made for dinner tonight. Plus, I've got my beef patties made. I've got my potatoes ready to cook. And I think a can of baked beans is probably what we will have with them tonight. So that pretty much covers tonight. And what I was really trying to show everybody tonight is that our 2 choppers have a lot of advantages. We have the little one that will chop everything really small, and the bigger one, which doesn't just chop, it chopped the apples beautifully, but it also made a crumble mix. And you can choose to join Tupperware at the moment and have either one of these in your kit. And it really depends which one could you see yourself using more. I use this one nearly every single day, but I do use my little one too. And honestly, if I didn't have the big one, well, I would use the little one a lot more. How long do you cook it? I'll cook it probably for about 6 minutes, Tana, at 80% power. So let me just wash my hands. And of course, by choosing to join Tupperware and being a member, you have the option of so many other things that you can do. And if you want to know what is available at Tupperware, earlier today I did do a live, and I went live and I explained everything that is available to you should you decide to join Tupperware today. So and really until the end of April. So with that, I'm going to say thank you everybody for joining me this evening. I'm actually looking forward to cooking my dinner now. So that, what time is it? I'm just looking on my, I can't see on there. Hang on. Oh, 5:36. So I think probably in about 20 minutes, I'll start cooking so that I have at least time to eat before I go live at 6:30 to talk about recruiting. So if you want to come and join me there, I look forward to seeing you there. Otherwise, I wish you all a really happy evening. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a great evening. Bye for now.